welcome to The Narrowing Path, walking the spiritual walk. My name is Stephen Ashland. Thank you for joining me today as I go through and read today's reading from James Allen's Daily Meditations. Excuse me. Today we'll be reading for April 8th. I really enjoyed yesterday's. I've been really enjoying all of April so far. It's just had a really, really powerful tone to it, I guess is maybe the best way to say it. And it's been a lot of really great readings and insights that I'm very appreciative of. So I'm looking forward to today's for the follow-up. And especially yesterday's was just about that ability or the transition from living a life based on life serving yourself to a life serving good and truth, and just what can be found there, and like what it looks like a little bit, and what happens when we do that. So it was just a really great reading yesterday. So excuse me, I'm looking to see what today's brings. Oh, sorry about that. And we'll go from there. So here we go. April 8th of James Allen's Daily Meditations. This will be fresh to you and fresh to me, meaning I have not read this before or seen it before. So you'll get my genuine response, reactions, observations, and what I relate to about this reading. So here we go. April 8th. When perfect good is realized and known, then calm vision is acquired. The transcendent life is ruled not by passions, but by principles. It is founded not upon fleeting impulses, but upon abiding laws. In its clear atmosphere, the orderly sequence of all things is revealed, so that there is seen to be no more room for sorrow, anxiety, or regret. While men are involved in the passions of self, they load themselves with cares and trouble over many things. And more than all else, do they trouble over their own little burdened, pain-stricken personality, being anxious for its fleeting pleasures, for its protection and preservation, and for its eternal safety and continuance. Now, in the life that is wise and good, all this is transcended. Personal interests are replaced by universal purposes, and all cares, troubles, and anxieties concerning the pleasure and fate of the personality are dispelled like the feverish dreams of night. Universal good is seen. Wow. I like that. I actually found myself smiling and laughing a little bit at it. Because it just, when you put things in this type of perspective, when you put things in this type of understanding, I guess, and you make these types of comparisons, it just, there's nothing I can do but laugh sometimes, really, because it's so seemingly almost insignificant, right? Like, it just seems like we get concerned with such minor things in life, and I just find that comical, because after you step out, in the moments it seems so huge, in the moments it seems so direly important, but at the end of the day, it really does show us just how, I don't want to say petty, but how different it is to live a life of spirituality and principle. So, I like almost like it's kind of a promise that it opens up with here. When perfect good is realized and known. It's two things, realized and known. So you've practiced it. So I'll explain it a little bit more. Then calm vision is acquired. So when perfect good is realized and known, calm vision is acquired. what this means is when it's saying not only do we have to intellectually understand it, right? We don't have to only intellectually understand and comprehend and be open-minded to it, but we have to be willing to practice it as well. When we practice these principles and perfect good and the spiritual disciplines of life, then we have a whole different ability. Then we have a whole different view of things. A calm vision is acquired. So it takes the knowledge of a spiritual life and the practice of a spiritual life to obtain that calm vision, a calm vision. And that's what I think a lot of people are looking for, is the peace and the calm and the serenity in life, to be able to walk through it with faith and confidence and strength and power, wisdom and love. These are the things we want to have, that we want to come from us. So he goes into the main part of this with the transcendent life. The transcendent life is ruled not by passions, but by principles. So this is another point of transcendence, another point of the divine living, divine life, spiritual lifestyle. It's not ruled by passions, meaning it's not ruled by we do what we feel like makes us feel good, or we do what makes us comfortable, or we do what quells our fear, or the transcendent life is ruled by principles. So by discipline, by honesty, by love, by these practices we have in our life, makes the spiritual lifestyle, makes a transcendent life, makes a divine life. It gives us the ability to know and have that calm vision like we just talked about. So the transcendent life is not ruled by passions. It's not ruled by animalistic pleasures. It's not our main purpose in life to be comfortable and pleasure-filled. Our main purpose in life is to practice the spirituality, the spiritual principles, the values, the disciplines. And when we can do that, that's where the gifts come in. He goes on to talk about a little bit more. It is not founded. It is founded not upon fleeting impulses, but upon abiding laws. Again, what we were just talking about. It is founded not by fleeting impulses. It's not about what we. It's not about what we feel like doing in that immediate moment. It's not like what we feel like will make us feel good. Again, like this isn't just like spur of the moment type stuff. These are underlying principles and values that run through our lives. But upon abiding laws. That's what it is. Like these and like the law of, I think we talked about it, was it yesterday or 2 days ago? The law of justice. Like what you put into this world, you will get out of this world, and everything has a consequence. So we don't get to just be upset because we got negative consequences from our negative actions. When we enjoy the positive consequences, positive results from our positive actions, right? Like that is the same thing. What we do has consequences, and we get to choose to live by the values and principles of this program, of this way of life more so, and we get to walk forward with it. In its clear atmosphere, the orderly sequence of all things is revealed, so that there is seen to be no more room for sorrow, anxiety, or regret. That's a pretty amazing thing right there. We get the clarity of mind, just get the orderly sequence of all things. We get to pick our heads up high enough to actually look and see the grand scheme, or the parts of the picture, or the understanding of how life operates. the understanding of how these things interact. And then when we get to that point, we understand all is good. We understand that everything has purpose or everything has reason. And I think because of that understanding, there's no more room for sorrow, anxiety, or regret. We have trust in what is, we have trust in what was, and we have belief in the now, and presence in the now. And when we can get there and take those steps, it's a pretty amazing process, to say simply. This is going to be a good part right here, I can guarantee it. When men are involved in the passions of self, they load themselves with cares and trouble over many things. This is the part where I just kind of laugh. Because we do. Suddenly, everything's a problem. Everything's a huge impediment to my life. Everything is... don't you see what they're doing to me, when it's really me just doing it to myself? I just relate to that so much. When men are involved with the passions of self, when I'm just trying to serve myself and get what I want to make myself feel better, make myself feel comfortable, make myself feel a certain type of way that I'm desiring to feel in that moment, they load themselves with cares and trouble over many things. Suddenly I'm overly concerned with money or relationships or friendships or the job I have or sex or my own personal free time, whatever it is. I don't know. Pick something. When we're only serving ourselves, we seem to make a lot of our own troubles. He goes on to say, and more than all else, do they trouble over their little, burdened, pain-stricken personality. That's the part I think I find funniest. It's so belittling the way he's talking about it. It's making it sound so insignificant, right? They trouble over their own little burdened, pain-stricken personality, being anxious for its fleeting pleasures, for its protection and preservation, and for its eternal safety and continuance. We get so concerned with me. I get so concerned with myself and, well, what are they going to think about me? What are they going to do for me? Don't you know I need to protect my legacy? Don't you know that this needs to happen so I feel good, so I feel better about myself, so other people feel good about me. I need to have this title. I need to have this. All of it, just this ego-driven, self-centered, self-absorbed way of living and thinking. And he's saying right here, fleeting pleasures, protection, preservation, for its eternal safety and continuance, for our little, burdened, pain-stricken personality. Our minuscule little problems of a little singular individual. We want to just comfort that the whole time. Now, in the life that is wise and good, all of this is transcended. So this is all for naught. It's all a moot point. Right? This is all something that we realize in the grand scheme of life. These impulsive emotions, these desires for wealth and prestige and respect from people we don't even know, becomes transcended. He says personal interests are replaced by universal good or universal purposes. And all cares, troubles, and anxieties concerning the pleasure and fate of the personality are dispelled like the feverish dreams of a night. Personal interests are replaced by universal purposes. What that means, what that translates to, is I quit living a life serving myself. I live a life serving God and others, or good and others, or society and others, or whatever you want to put in front of that. But we live a life of service to serving good principles, serving good purpose. And that's a pretty amazing thing when we can get outside of ourselves and how it affects us. And because that's what our primary mode of thinking is. How do we serve ourselves? all the cares, troubles, and anxieties concerning the pleasure and fate of a personality are dispelled like feverish dreams of the night. Feverish dreams, sickly dreams. These are sick dreams that we worry about. The cares, troubles, and anxieties concerning the pleasure and fate of my personality, of me. They get dispelled like sick dreams. When I begin to really, truly walk this spiritual path and have a spiritual way of living, I stop putting my number one concern, all of my own insecurities, all of my own weaknesses, or my own desires, my insecurities, my own desires, my own fears. But I can put them aside because they never really mattered in the first place. And when I can understand that, all of those things get dispelled like the feverish dreams of a night. And the last sentence here, universal good is seen. So when we see the effect we have on others, when we see the direction and purpose we can have in life, or when we practice this way of living, we get to see these things, actually. We get to see what these universal purposes are. And that gives us all the more drive and commitment to them. So, all right. Well, that was a funny one for the day. It makes me right-sized. It's a humbling reading today. And those usually are some of the best for me. A constant reminder to look where I'm just trying to find something that serves myself. And things I find that burden myself, I can tell you from my personal experience, if something is burdening me, I'm involved with it, meaning I want to get something out of it. I have a fear driving it or a desire driving it. I'm self-seeking or self-pitying. If something is burdening me, I'm usually doing it for the wrong reasons. Because everything done in love is not burdensome. When I can do things out of love and these universal purposes and universal good, let me tell you, life opens up more than you ever thought possible. So, that's a great lead-in for something, a great foundation to build on. So I'm looking forward to April 9th for sure. So let's join again tomorrow, and I will look forward to it. So until next time, thanks.